Now, I want the inner circle group to stand up. These people have had considerable success over the past 22 weeks. They've done something that very few people in this industry have ever done. And I'm not exaggerating. They have done things that very few people in this industry. Now, I think I can speak with authority on that because I think I've been at this longer than anybody else in this industry. People who are in it longer than me died. They're gone. I'm the only one that's left. Now, there's people that have been in it that haven't been in it, like Jack Canfield. He's 10 years younger than me. Jack and I are good friends. We'd worked together, but he hasn't been at it as long as me. He's like a new kid on the block in some respects. Okay? He's only 70. 75, pardon me. You know. Now, they had a special meeting yesterday. They had a special dinner last night. How'd you enjoy it? Good? Was that good? Made you feel good, didn't it? Because you were being recognized for something that you did that was a little on the extraordinary side, that not everybody else did. I thought Robert was figuring it out. He said this represents 2% of our consulting division, 2%. They all earned at least a couple $100,000, some over $1 million, some 700,000 or 800,000 in the last 22 weeks. Now, these people were not earning millions before. They were just like, when I first started, they were like maybe you. I think you want to give them a hand. Let's give them a hand. Now, look at here, decision is a committed decision, and then discipline, the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. That is something I pride myself with. I am very disciplined. Very. It was one of those things I realized I learned somewhere along the line that if you really incorporated this into your personality, it's going to really benefit you in so many different areas of your life. Okay? Okay, sit down, thank you. Now, what were you talking about?
Okay.
Now, first of all, before you start, what do you think before you start? Now listen, Robert Pascuzzi and I are very good friends. And his wife is earning a few $100,000 in this. He had a very successful business that he sold for lots of money. And he said, I want to do what you're doing. And I said, thank you, Father. I was glad he wanted to do what I was doing, because I would like him to do what I'm doing with me. And he's going to be a part of our organization, a part of this part of the organization. Corey's going to love this guy. She's going to really love this guy. So is Doug. And he came up to me with an idea yesterday, and I didn't even have to ask him any more about it. He has a track record that I just believe what he says, and I knew right away it was a good idea. So you go ahead.
Okay, well, I was in the meeting in the back of the room yesterday, and I haven't been to a consulting training, and I was just taking it all in, and as Bob said, it's really neat, and I was really digging it and watching everything that was going on and thinking, wow, this is so cool for these 30, consultants that were here and qualified. Then it dawned on me, and it kind of struck me, and I was a little baffled. I'm thinking, why do we only have 30 consultants in this room? Because we got about 300 here and about 1,700 company-wide, right? And so as Bob said, it really just comes down to a decision. But that's insidious, that when it's easy just to say, yeah, I'm going to make a decision. I'll give you an example. When Kelly got into the consulting business, my wife, she was trying to qualify or wanted to qualify the very first time. and it was the last day of qualification. She needed 6 or 7. I think it was 7 activations, and it was the last day of qualification. So when I left that morning for the office, I asked Kelly, "Are you going to do this? You know, are you going to do it or not? You got 24 hours or whatever, you know, by midnight." And she said, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." So I called up around noon. I called her and I said, "Where are you on the activation?" She said, "I still need 7." I said, "Okay." And so I said, "Well, what are you doing?" And she goes, "Well, I'm about ready to get on the inner circle call." So I said, "Hang on, I'll be home in a few minutes." So I hung up the phone, drove home, kicked the door into her office. I said, "Put that on, hang that up right now. Get on that phone and get 7 activations." And I use a few colorful words and I stepped out. But what did I do right there? What did I do? Because you know what I said to Kelly? I said, "What did you promise Bob the last time we left consultant training?" And what did you promise? She promised Bob Proctor that she would qualify for the next consultant training. I said, "Are you going to let Bob down? You told him you were going to be there. What are you going to do?" And I shut the door. And what did I do right there at that moment? It's one word. Starts with an L. I got what? Leverage. We got leverage on her right there because she did not want to let Bob down. Okay, and this is just her example. And Kim and I were talking about this yesterday. Kim, when you quit your job as a nurse and had something like $400 or $500 in the bank, and you went all in, what did you get? Okay, but what did you get on yourself right then? What did you have on yourself? She couldn't go back. She was all in. She quit her job. She could only go what? She could only take the beat. That was it. The boats were burned in the bay. And these are just 2 examples, but I think it comes down, every one of you right now, if I told you guys or asked you this question, would you like to be here next consultant training? Would you like to come here a day earlier, be in this room with Bob and whoever else qualified for this special day? And it's a special day. It's really cool. You're getting, you know, Bob Proctor live. It's in a very intimate setting. You're there with your peers. Everybody's feeling good about each other. You're pumping each other up. You're sharing your bodacious goals, and you're all behind each other. You get to go to the dinner. You get a lot of nice little cool gifts and so forth. Would you like to be here? Yes. I'm sorry? Yes. That's why you're in this room, right? If you don't want to be here if you don't want to be in that group in the next Activate, why are we doing this, right? So show of hands, who wants to be in the inner circle the next time this comes around? I hope everybody has their hand up, okay? All right, now here's what I know. Everybody raised their hand. Everybody's shaking their head, right? But here's what I know. Some of you won't be here, okay? Some of you won't be here. Why is that? I don't know. I mean, I'm no genius. But I do know this. The ones that get some leverage on themselves, it comes down to 2 things in my mind. Leverage, and you got to raise your standard. You got to raise your standards. How do I know that? Because 17 years ago, I stepped out, left a corporate job, started my own business on nothing, no training manual, nothing. I mean, nobody there to help me. I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, I had a cubicle and my phone, my cell phone. And I grew a company, an asset management company, from 0 to 2.5 billion over 17 years. And as Bob said, I was fortunate enough to sell it back to my partner at the end of this year. And now I'm just doing what I love to do here, helping Procter Gallagher, and it's really exciting. But the point with that is I had massive leverage on myself. I quit a job, went through about $25,000 in savings. I was looking at my wife at the end of every month going, hey, too much money at the end, or too much month at the end of the money, right? And so I had to make a decision. Am I going to make this work or not? Okay, but I had massive leverage at that time. Kelly was at home. We had 3 small kids. I didn't have a choice. I had to make it work. Kim had to make it work. You've got to find a way, in my opinion anyway, if you want to be here next time for if you want to qualify for Inner Circle next time during this period, you've got to find leverage. And I don't know how you're going to do it, but you can do it. Find leverage. Find a way, whatever it is. Because it's that old saying, we'll do twice as much for someone else that we love or care about than we will ourselves. Think about what it's going to cost you if you don't do it. And that's what I did. I went home one day when I had basically had it. I had to call Kelly and say, put our mortgage on a credit card. Now there's a lot worse than that, but for me that was a bottom, rock bottom. And so I wrote down, if I don't change my habit pattern, what's it going to cost me? not tomorrow. Lightning wasn't going to strike me, but I guarantee you if I wouldn't have changed in 3, 5, 10 years, I started writing down what it was going to cost me. I didn't like what I was writing. Then I wrote down, what am I going to get from this if I change this behavior pattern and get what I really want? So you've got to find a way to get leverage and raise your standards, okay? Whatever you did last quarter, at a minimum, could you double that if you really had to? Could you double it? Could you? I'm sorry, could you guys double what you did last quarter? Absolutely. Okay, if Bob walked over here to me with a gun and said, guess what, you're not a consultant, but you're going to go out and get 22 activations by the end of the next qualification period, or I'm going to blow your effing head off, do you think I'd find a way to do it? You're darn right I would, because he got massive leverage on me, right? Get some leverage. Go home to your significant other, your spouse, whatever. Make a promise. Draw a line in the sand. This is what I'm doing. I'm going forward. Because if you go at it with that mentality and that level of energy, you can do anything. You can do anything. Now, again, give me the show of hands. Who is going to be here on the next qualification period? All right, great. Now, what I want you to do, if you raise your hand, stand up. Stand up if you're in. Don't stand up if you're not in.
I wouldn't want to be sitting down right now.
Don't stand up. I'm going to give you a chance to sit down if you're not 100% certain that you will be here in the inner circle right here in the front, because we're going to have this. Just think about it. This whole room's going to be inner circle, right? If you're not 100% certain and dedicated, it's okay. You can sit down right now. Nobody's going to judge that if you're not 100% certain. Wonderful. Everybody's standing. Give yourselves a round. Okay. This is really exciting. I want to be here next qualification.
That was very good.
Now, here's one more thing, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We're not done. Turn and look to a person next to you, okay, and tell them why you're going to be here, why you have made this decision, why you will absolutely do whatever it takes. Take 1 minute and commit to each other. Okay, all right. All right, you guys, this is exciting. This is exciting. Everybody's excited. All right, can I have your attention? Everybody's excited. All right, now you guys look around in this room right now. Look around in this room right now. See who's here. See who's in this room. Who's at your table? Because everybody's standing. That's really exciting. Everyone's standing. Everyone's 100% committed, right? Okay, so I want you to pick one person before you leave training that you're going to commit to as an accountability partner. You don't have to do it right now. Pick one person that you're going to be accountable to, that you guys are going to work together between now and the next qualification period, during this qualification period, to make sure that you help that other person get there. You're not going to let that other person off the hook. All right, you're in this together. Pick someone that's here today and make sure you get this done together, because together is a really strong word. Think about it, together. That's a cool word. You can do anything together. That's how Bob and Sandy have done what they've done here, together. Pick one person, make a commitment, and tell that person before you leave here tonight, today, whatever, before you leave training, why you're 100% dedicated to do this. And what's it going to cost you if you don't get it done? Because there is a cost. There is a cost. Because think about it. You stood up in front of Bob, in front of everybody here, your peers, and in front of everybody streaming in here. You said you're going to be here next qualification period, right? Now, what do you think it's going to do to your self-esteem and your concept if you don't do this? Is it going to go up or go down? It's going to go down. There is a cost, right? There's a cost because I did the, how do I know this? Because I was really good at this for about 7 years. Every year I'd come home at the end of the year, guess what, honey, next year it's going to be a little bit better. Oh, next year we're going to do it. Next year. Nothing happened. When I drew a line in the sand, and I remember the night I did it, no more. No more. And that's when things incrementally started getting better, and then bang, it took off. That can happen for you if you make the committed decision. Make the committed decision to your partner. Set up daily calls. I do a daily phone call with Phil Goldfein. Every day we're on the phone. 6 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. his time, reading, going over our top goals. 100% committed, you can get it done. If you want something bad enough, you will find a way. Reasons come first. Answers come second. Get a bunch of reasons on a piece of paper before you leave here why you want this. Reasons come first. Get a bunch of reasons why you want this. And then again, this is the key. What's it going to cost you if you don't get it done? What's it going to cost you? There's a cost. I believe in you guys because if I did it, I know you guys can do it. Kelly did it. Everybody here in the inner circle did it. Congratulations to you guys. It's really cool seeing the success of other people. Get behind everybody in this room, your partner, get behind this person, support them along the way. It's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. Every day, be there for them. Lift them up when they need them. You're going to need it one day. They're going to need it the other day. Okay? Together, you guys can do this. And I'm going to be here. I don't know when it is, but I'm going to be here, Bob, because I can't wait to see everybody with their tags and everything here in the inner circle. So congratulations. We'll see you then.
That was good. Take that. Take it back there. Thank you. I think we should have Kelly stand up since she was on the receiving end of the firing line. Stand up for a minute, Kelly. Give Kelly a hand. Corey, could we get commitment sheets made out where you have your accountability partner on it that would sign it?
Sure.
Where the person signs it, what the commitment is, what they have to do to qualify between now and the next training, and we'll have that to pass out later today or in the morning?
Sure.
Okay. Listen, Robert was saying he remembers when he drew a line in the sand. I can remember when I drew a line in the sand. Man, I had so many reasons why I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. But he said, if you'll do what I tell you, just do what I tell you and read this book. And then he said, Bob, your way's not working, mine is. And I think that's what flipped whatever it was in my brain. He said, your way's not working, mine is. My life changed so completely. Now, I have seen people here. I just looked down here at this table, these front here. And some of the things I've seen happen, all it does is just reconfirms and re-strengthens my own belief system about what this will do. Some of these people have got such phenomenal stories of what they've done with this. You follow the commitment that Robert asked you to make, and I guarantee you your life will change.